Good day to our dear televiewers and subscribers. I am Ubaldo A. Soriano Jr. or Sir UB, Mathematics teacher of Honorato C. Pera Sr. Memorial Science High School, your teacher in math for DepEd Teleturuan. Today, we will be discussing the first lesson for Mathematics 9, Introduction to Quadratic Equations. Under the most essential learning competency, Quarter 1, Week 1, the learner illustrates quadratic equation. And these are our learning targets. Number 1, identify quadratic equations. Number 2, write a quadratic equation in standard form. And number 3, determine the values of a, b, and c in a quadratic equation. Let us first define a quadratic equation. The word quadratic comes from the Latin word quadratum, which means square. Hence, we define a quadratic equation as an equation where the variable is of second degree. Therefore, a quadratic equation is also called an equation of degree 2. We know that the quadratic expression can be written as ax squared plus bx plus c. If we will equate that to 0, it forms a quadratic equation. Therefore, the standard form of the quadratic equation is given by ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Where x is an unknown variable and a, b, and c are constants with a is not equal to 0. Keep in mind that a could not be equal to 0 because if a equals 0, it becomes a linear equation. The constants a, b, and c are called the coefficients. In a standard form of quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, ax squared is a quadratic term, bx is the linear term, and c is the constant term. Let us look at some examples of a quadratic equation. We have 3x squared plus 7x plus 4 equals 0, where 3x squared is our quadratic term, 7x is our linear term, and 4 is our constant term. Therefore, a equals 3, b equals 7, and c equals 4. This equation is also written in standard form. However, it is an incomplete quadratic equation since there is no constant term. In 6x squared minus 2x equals 0, a equals 6, b equals negative 2, and c equals 0. Our next example is x squared plus 5 equals 0, where x squared is our quadratic term and 5 is our constant term. Therefore, a equals 1, b equals 0, and c equals 5. For our next example, we have 3x minus 1 equals 0, where 3x is the linear term and negative 1 is our constant term. Therefore, a equals 0, b equals 3, and c equals negative 1. And this is not a quadratic equation. For our next example, x squared plus 6x equals 9. Written in standard form will become x squared plus 6x minus 9 equals 0. Therefore, a equals 1, b equals 6, and c equals negative 9. For our next example, we have 3x multiplied by x plus 5 equals 0. By applying the distributive property, we will get 3x squared plus 15x equals 0, where a equals 3, b equals 15, and c equals 0. Let us have another example. We have x minus 2 multiplied by the quantity x plus 5 equals 0. By applying the FOIL method, we will multiply x to x will become x squared. X multiplied by 5 will become 5x. We have negative 2 multiplied to x will become negative 2x. And the negative 2 will multiply to 5 will become negative 10. Simplifying it further, we have x squared plus 3x minus 10 equals 0. Therefore, a equals 1, b equals 3, and c equals negative 10. For our next example, we have 4 multiplied by the quantity x squared minus 2 equals 7. Applying the distributive property where 4 multiplied to x squared will become 4x squared. 4 multiplied to negative 2 will become negative 8. Then that is equal to 7. We have here now 4x squared minus 8 minus 7 equals 0. Simplifying it further, we have 4x squared minus 15 equals 0. Then finally, a equals 4, b equals 0, and c equals negative 15. Now, it's your turn. Let us see some of our examples here. Determine if each of the following is a quadratic equation or not. If it is a quadratic equation, identify the values of a, b, and c. Number 1, x squared minus x plus 8 equals 0. Number 2, 6x plus 5 equals negative 2x squared. Number 3, negative 9 multiplied by the quantity x minus 1 equals 0. Number 4, we have the quantity 3x plus 2 multiplied by the quantity x minus 4 equals 0. And number 5, 2x cubed minus x squared equals 10. Okay, let's check your work. Number 1, this is a quadratic equation where a equals 1, b equals negative 1, and c equals 8. For number 2, that is also a quadratic equation where a equals 2, b equals 6, and c equals 5. For number 3, this is a first degree equation where a is equal to 0, therefore it is not a quadratic equation. For number 4, this is again a quadratic equation where a is 3, b is negative 10, and c is negative 8. And then for our last item, this is a third degree equation and therefore it is not a quadratic equation. Thank you for tuning in. You did a very good job. I hope you had a meaningful and fun learning experience with me. Again, this is Sir Ubaldo A. Soriano Jr. of Honorato C. Pera Sr. Memorial Science High School. Till our next episode of DepEd Teleturuan. God bless.